Hello everyone, I'm tribalkai and welcome to the EDH channel. This video is dedicated to Antonio Rouse. If you'd like to support the channel as well, then you can visit Patreon and donate with the link in the description below. Failing that, a like, comment and subscribe is always appreciated. Now, let's have a look at everyone's opening hands. We are last in the turn order unfortunately, so the Serra Ascendant might not be as good as we'd hoped. A turn 1 exploration from Billy Kills. And landing another land, that is a John tap land. Urborg helps us all with our black mana, which might actually be relevant because we've got Necropotence in hand. They get an expedition map as well. I don't think anyone's beating our turn 1 play though. Serra Ascendant is a 1 mana 6/6 flyer with lifelink, and it'll keep that for as long as we have 30 or more life. And a 3 visits from the partner player. Then a Talisman of Conviction from Gogo. Only 2 of his colours so far. He has played a waste, so I'm assuming that this is a colourless deck, but he is playing coloured rocks, so maybe that's just for the sake of his Golos. Yeah, not sure what the waste is about here. I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. Now, just for the sake of not getting our Serra Ascendant pathed or a Swords to Plowshares going on there from the Talisman, I wanted to spread the damage between Bootleg Greedo and Gogo anyway, so we'll go into Greedo first. And that lands, so we'll get down Polluted Delta, which we don't need to crack thanks to Urborg. We'll go for the Signet first because it can't tap for mana on its own. Means we're not holding up the Path to Exile, but I don't think that really matters at this point. Now Varragoth, Blood Sky Sire coming into play. 2/3 Death Touch with a Vampiric Tutor attached. Thrasios from Billy Kills. And then it is another Talisman, the Golgari one this time. They've also played out Yavimaya Hollow, cracking the Expedition map. Won't be able to play the land this turn. They go for Deserted Temple, so they've got a means of making a lot of mana with something. Maybe Cabal Coffers if they're running Urborg. Okay, an Anguished Unmaking for us. I think it's just Talisman of Hierarchy this turn. Let's swing in at Gogo. Argument to be made for us going for the Talisman last turn so that we could go for Necropotence this turn, but I think we're already painting a big enough target onto our head. But we will need to play that if we want to start making lands, so yeah, let's go for the Hierarchy. And we can look at getting down a tap land with the Polluted Delta, ready for Sun Titan to bring the Polluted Delta back into play. And we'll hold on to Path in the meantime. Going to allow Greedo to get some tutors going because while we've got a scary Serra Ascendant, people will be looking in our direction, but if there's tutors going on here, then they might draw attention to themselves with that, I'm not sure. Anyway, that swung in towards Billy Kills, so he goes down to 38. And then searching for a card and putting it on top of their library. And with the 4 mana, Thrasios Triton Hero activating over there, scry 1, and they might get a land into play. They do. It is a basic island. 6 cards left in hand. Now it is Pier's Whim. I'm assuming we're going to have to get rid of our Orzhov Signet here. Always worth checking the chat with Gogo because he does like his politics. Yeah, we're being forced to sacrifice here, so let's go for the Orzhov. It's probably Necropotence next turn. At least we can get back the Signet with Sun Titan if we can get into mana at any point. There is the Cabal Coffers. And they've got a Mirror Pool as well now. Alright, so we'll put a land in the bin so that Sun Titan can grab it later on. And we'll throw down the Godless Shrine tapped. Yep, still no land for us, so it just has to be Necropotence. Going in towards Go-Go with all that mana. We will go up to 56 and let's draw 6 cards with the Necropotence. Okay, we cleared away a Cryptghast, which will help keep us up on mana, especially with the Urborg, and then yeah, there's a bunch more lands there, so that's good. Probably keep a couple of lands in hand. Let's get rid of Crested Sunmare. A land. The Grey Merchant. Yeah, maybe we do just get rid of a land here. And hopefully we just keep getting into them with Necropotence. Yeah, let's risk that. We'll get rid of a land as well. Cabal Coffers coming down over here as well. Can't remember if I've got it in this deck. I would think I do. A Rune-Scarred Demon for a tutor. So they won't be able to tutor with their Varragoth. Swinging in with Varragoth regardless, that'll be 2 commander damage onto us. Thrasios activating again. And again getting into a basic island. Now it's time to see what Go-Go can do with all that mana. Activating Coffers straight away for 5 mana. So doesn't have a land to play apparently. Ah, but yeah he does. So he undid the Cabal Coffers, redid it again after playing the Deserted Temple. And then he'll be able to untap the Cabal Coffers. First going for Golos, Tireless Pilgrim. And then playing Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath, which allows them to throw down an Opal Palace. They did grab the World Tree with Golos, so that fixes all their colours. And then untapping the Cabal Coffers and tapping it down for mana. That is Sword of Body and Mind, which will mill people and make wolf tokens. And then playing and equipping a Sword of Body and Mind protection from green and blue. And it will mill and make wolf tokens. They might have played another talisman there, I'm not sure. Anyway, we do not draw a card thanks to the Necropotence. We'll play out the Swamp. And do we care about milling cards if we've got Sun Titan? Might actually be of some use to us, so I think we have to go Cryptghast here and assume that both of these are swinging in at us to deplete the Serra Ascendant. But we need to try and catch up on mana at this point, so I will go for the Cryptghast. Go down the line at Go-Go again, because he's got all that mana and he does have his colours now for the Golos. So he might have made a rod for his own back there. Let's go Necropotence a few times. We'll go 4 this time, go back down to 50. Just try and make a land every turn at this point, because we are very much behind on lands. Oh, I thought we were not going to hit a land there either. Get rid of 2 things here. Don't know if we're going to have time for Painful Quandary, to be honest, so we'll get rid of that. Karlov is good. Yeah, we've got the Urborg in play, so let's get rid of Chromatic Lantern. Might regret that, but I assume this black player has an Urborg to play as well. And we will also, so yeah, let's get rid of the Lantern. Cabal Coffers being tapped for 6 mana here. And that is a Dread Presence. One that I've wanted to play ever since it came out, but I've never really had a spot for it. I should probably shoehorn it into Lord Windgrace, maybe? Anyway, they also get down Whip of Erebos, so they're going to start gaining some life themselves. Not swinging in with the Rune-Scarred Demon, surprisingly, just taking that in towards Billy Kills, who is just sat there doing nothing. We should also be wary of that. He's just going with Thrasios every turn, so might actually start going in at Billy Kills. He gets another land with Thrasios in Windswept Heath. A bunch of mana being tapped by Cabal Coffers, then untapped with Deserted Temple, and oh good, that's an All Is Dust. That hurts. We wanted a turn with the Cryptghast so that we could get down Sun Titan, get a land into play, and maybe try and catch up on mana. That does mean that we're not being hit though. Let's try and craft a hand with Necropotence, and at the end of the turn we'll probably have too many cards in hand, but we can discard them and maybe grab them back with Sun Titan, so yeah, let's allow a load of things to go down here. I'll just get rid of 5 cards with the Necropotence, and the All Is Dust will resolve. Now it looks like he's activating Go-Go. Now it looks like he's activating Golos, so goody, and gets into Ugin. So even more hate against coloured permanents. Might have to go for Anguished Unmaking onto that. Anguished Unmaking onto Ugin and Swords to Plowshares onto Golos sounds like a good idea. Playing out into the wilds. At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land, put it onto the battlefield. And they just bolted us, I think it was. We've gone down to 42. And then swinging in at Greedo. Going to mill Greedo a bunch, so let's hope he doesn't have any reanimation in that black deck. I'll zoom in on the graveyard here and you can all have a look at the cards that have gone down. Alright, there is a veto. So we've got 2 combo pieces. We need the Exquisite Blood and a means of gaining life. Let's drop the Ancient Tomb. And as much as I'd love to go for Sun Titan here, I think we have to go for Anguished Unmaking. Yeah, I think we have to do that, to be honest. And just for the sake of keeping more cards in hand, I'd normally like to force my opponents to use their removal, but we'll show some goodwill at the table. Because we have been hitting people for a lot, and we'll go Path to Exile on there, and we'll go Anguished Unmaking as well. And then we'll only have to discard 3 cards, I think. So Necropotence triggers, we get into another land, that's good. Myriad Landscape might help us catch up. We can get rid of a swamp. We've got the Exquisite Blood for a combo. Need to be able to gain life though. Yeah, it's going to take some setting up, but I think that is our means to victory here. So let's get rid of... Can we make 10 mana? Is that likely? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... Yeah, we're a ways away from that, so we'll just get rid of the Sanguine Bond here. Myriad Landscape will be too slow at this point as well, so getting rid of the Myriad Landscape also. Behold the Beyond from Greedo. Discard your hand, search for 3 cards, put them into your hand and shuffle. Not sure how many cards they had in hand. I think it was Baleful Force and a Swamp, so they've discarded 4 to get 3. That is Liliana's Contract. A couple of Swamps and an Archfiend of Depravity. And obviously they're going to tutor for better cards than that. Could even be a reanimation spell. Now it's Greedo going for the Necropotence. He's got 2 cards in hand currently, so I would imagine that he would be refilling his hand here. Obviously 2 of the cards are what he tutored for. He's got 2 cards in hand currently, so I would imagine that he would be refilling his hand here. Obviously 2 of the cards are what he tutored for. Goes up to 9 cards in hand, so he's going to have to discard a couple here, and they will get exiled to Necropotence. First one exiled is Indulgent Tormentor, and got rid of a Swamp as well. So back up to 7 in hand. The only one empty-handed at the moment is Gogo. Vidalcan Orrery, so Billy Kills not wanting to do a single thing during his turn. Although he does play Vial Smasher here. And then cracks his Windswept Teeth. Now into the Wilds triggering for Gogo. And it was a land, I think that one was Crawling Barrens. Doesn't actually tell us in the game log for some reason, but he has played a Kessig Wolf run there, so we have to worry about Trample, and I think it's just Trample Kessig Wolfrun does. Yeah, plus X to power and Trample. Anyway, making a bunch of mana with Cabal Coffers again. And Kessig Wolfrun is 31 damage and Trample onto somebody. Could take out Greedo here, and they do. Yeah, I mean, they just tutored for a couple of cards and refilled their hand with Necropotence, so there's an argument to be made for it here. So there we are, Greedo getting sent down. And we get to draw a card here. That is the Haunt of Hightower. Yeah, so what does that mean? We could gain life with the Serra Ascendant and then go for a combo next turn. That would be 5, 6, 7 and 8. Which 4, 5, 6, 7. If we get a land next turn, which we could get with Sun Titan. That might be worth doing, so let's go Sun Titan here. We'll only have 1 mana held up, so yeah, we'll just not take life to the Ancient Tomb. And we get our 6/6 lifelinker back into play. Then the plan is to drop both Veto and the Exquisite Blood into play next turn. And then swing in with the Serret Ascendant, and that is infinite life and infinite damage onto our opponents. Hopefully we don't take a big hit from that Vial Smasher. They are continuing to hold up mana. Billy Kills hasn't really cast anything this game, so I'm not entirely certain that we'll be able to land an Exquisite Blood. A heap of mana being made by Go-Go again. We've seen a lot of his mass exile and mass destruction already. And he is in top deck mode. Throwing down Golos, and I'm sure he'll be able to activate Golos probably only once, maybe a couple of times though. Yeah, I think he can get it a couple of times here. I think he searched out the Vault of the Archangel that time. Deserted Temple untaps the Vault of the Archangel, then activating it, lifelink and Death Touch, and now tapping down a bunch into Kessig Wolfrun, I'm assuming. Yep, there we go. X is 7 on that. But it looks like Billy Kills has something to say about it. That is a Mana Reflection at instant speed. 6 damage onto someone at random. Hopefully it's not us. We get hit for 33. I mean, it'll still keep lifelink on it, so we can still gain life at least. Just not as much. And Billy Kills tapping out here is fine with me. This might be a Damnation, perhaps. It is a Black Sun Zenith, so that will get rid of our... It won't get rid of our Serret Ascendant, because we're not going to get hit by the Kessig Wolfrun, so Kills might have given us the game there by accident. Anyway, the sword getting equipped to Golos. We actually need to get into a land here, I think. Alright, and do get into a land, that's really good, so we can go 3, 4 and 5... onto Exquisite Blood, 3 on Veto, swing in, gain some life, and hopefully that's us. See if there's any free counter magic. Get ourselves into Veto as well. And then both can go in towards Kills. We've still got flying on the Serret Ascendant, but we're going to gain life either way. Then it can be a land in Polluted Delta for the Sun Titan. Eventually started making lands this game. And we managed to land the hit, so we gain life. Our opponent loses that much life, and then whenever an opponent loses life we gain that much, and it goes in an infinite loop. There's a few cards now that you can do the Exquisite Blood loop with. There is a new green and black version of Veto and Sanguine Bond from the new, not Kaldheim, Strixhaven set. So we get Kills down to 0, and then we move our efforts over towards Go-Go. It is target player, but we've only got 1 target opponent to go for, so Magic Online will do the work for us here. And we end the game with Go-Go at -1, we are at 87. So yeah, that was pretty lucky there. I don't think we could have done that had we not have got a land off the top. We would have had to swing in with Sun Titan to get the land, but by that time we would have already gained the life from Serret Ascendant, so it would have meant another turn cycle. Then we could have gone Exquisite Blood and Veto, but obviously we just got to do it straight away here. So hopefully you all enjoyed that one. Nice little combo win for us. If you did, then be sure to leave it a thumbs up and subscribe. You can support the channel via Patreon with the link in the description below. A big thank you to my opponents for playing as well. They are patrons also, as you all know. Bootleg Greedo, Billy Kills and Go-Go Batman. I'm tribalkai on the EDH channel. Thank you for watching.